Yeah. Let's do the Tataru's Grand Adventure quest. The first one that was added with 6.15, it looks like. Yeah. We'll go ahead and do that. And now the quest starts probably in New Charlian. Yeah, small businesses, big dreams. So let's head on over to Old Charlian. And then we'll go ahead and do this quest. Okay, that should be right here. Yep, of course. Tataru's Boutique. Yeah, this is just a yellow quest, but it's part of a series. Small business, big dreams. Mendagina seems inordinarily eager to speak with you. Brilliant Mason, welcome, welcome. I am Medjina, assistant shopkeeper and apprentice seamstress here at Taru's Boutique. I doubt you remember my face, as I am merely one of many who owe you our lives, but you will always have my gratitude for saving me that day on Elben Rhyme. I vaguely remember that. You are too kind, and while I hate to ask aught more of you, please say that you are here to assist in Mistress Tataru's new endeavor. Do I get a choice? Because probably not. Because I don't think I get a choice in this. Not yet, but she soon shall be. Oh, that's Tataru. Whatever would we do without our penchant for turning up precisely when you're needed, eh? Uh-oh. Now, to make the long story of our solvency short, we've secured the resources to produce the new designs I developed in cooperation with the guilds near and far, in sufficient quality to meet rising demand. We cannot rest on our laurels, however. To serve passing adventurers, the occasional intrepid Charlian is all well and good, but we're hardly taking the world by storm. No. Much like yourself, we must ever look to new horizons. The scions proved that cooperation on a star-wide scale is possible, and we would be fools not to capitalize on that to building the greatest trade network in the history of Hydaelyn. All for the greater good, of course. Of course. Yes, this is a wonderful opportunity to bring people together. I think you're missing what she really means, Medjina. I often think about the incredible moment when the Garlean army came to our rescue. Perhaps our efforts, too, will one day lead to a miracle like that which took place in Elben Rhyme. I have no doubt that they shall, but we must expect such alliances to form themselves. Mustn't. We must be proactive, and who better to woo our future partners in commerce than our current #1 customer, you. Our erstwhile comrades in arms know that when it comes to good equipment and better ideas, few have such keen eyes as our adventurer extraordinaire. Even should they hesitate at first, I'm certain you can convince them using the samples I've prepared. Well, I see that my mind is made up. If you'll cover my aetheryte expenses. Yeah, we gotta talk business with Tataru. But of course, with your assistance, we'll have both coin and goodwill flowing in no time. Everything is falling into place. Where shall we send Berlian first? Don't you worry. I have it all planned out. Uh-oh. First, Limsa the Minza. Sigurd has the bloody executioners working harder than ever, so he's sure to appreciate any extra supplies. Next, Gordania. The seed seers are a source of trusted authority and insight into the shroud, so we'd not go amiss in cultivating the investment of, say, Alrasena. That's hentai protagonist, right? Or is that the Conjure Guild leader? Oh, we'll find out in a minute. I hear tell that he has some interest in affairs abroad, The novelty of our samples may persuade him to our side. As for Ulda, I feel confident in pinning our hopes on Pippin. He always has been stalwart ally, and it goes without saying that he has more than a little sway in the Sultanate. Yeah, his dad works for the Sultanate. Well, not quite. Between his involvement with the Immortal Flames and the Syndicate and the Colosseum, he's bound to find use for quality. You're as bad as Urianger, Tataru. You need to stop using these big words. Quality accordaments, sure. With that out of the way, Magina, would you do the honors? Ah yes, put them in my pocket. Never let it be said that Tataru is stingy with her samples. Now, if you make your way to Limsa and climb aboard the Astalisa, I'm certain someone will point you in Sigard's direction. I have my own avenues of inquiry to attend to, but I'll check in periodically to see how your journey is coming along. Let's get to it. And now we roped in yet another business idea. How do we keep getting involved in this stuff? Anyway, let's head on over to Limsa and try and find Sigard. Okay, the boat should be down here, yes. Over by the Fisherman's Guild. So we've been here before. We watched Merylweb completely wreck Sigard. This time we're probably not going to see anything quite as interesting. Alright, there we go. I recognize ye. What do you want? As long as it's not about another bloody apocalypse, I don't see why not. Wait here. I feel like I actually did a decent pirate accent that time. Normally I'm really bad at it. Oh, bugger me. Thought we'd seen the last of you for a while. What brings you aboard? Your crew seems busy. Can I interest you in some fine garb today? No rest for the wicked and all. We're getting so many shipping requests that we can hardly put down our anchor since old Charlian. You know, there was a time when I said pirating was the whole world. That being the best in them all meant something. Going to Isambard made me see how small my world was compared to the real one. Standing next to the star's finest, I started wondering what I had to brag about. And the bloody executioners went and did me proud by bringing in a bigger goddamn haul of adamantite than anyone else in the realm, except for the... I forget the Heaven's Word guy. Who said he had the biggest? Who ain't that? In the new metalwork we've got going with the kobolds and the Sahagin looking to export their own wares, it seemed like the right time for the executioners to change our sails, so to speak. Except you're supposed to do that when Merylweb signed the contract. Or when your captain signed the contract. Which is all to say that if you got wares for promotion, I'd be more than happy to show them off across the realm and beyond. Well, that's helpful. Masterworks from Tartar's boutique, guaranteed by a warrior of light herself. Almost seems a waste to wear them. Folks would be lining up at the dock for these. Literally, seeing as old Charlene only accessed by sea. Now, if we got ourselves an exclusive shipping contract... Nope, it's not exclusive. I I see the course clear as day. Now we just need a mandolin on board. He's right useless when there's work to be done, but talk's another matter. That's true. He can talk like crazy. Unfortunately, sometimes. And he still owes me one for keeping his sorry ass out of trouble. So I'll have him put me in touch with a few savvy salesman types on the continent. Yeah, if there's anything he can do, he can network. He can't get the ladies, but he can network. Tell Tataru I look forward to setting sail on a new tide of hers. May the winds of change guide us all right. I ended up switching to the wrong accent there, but either way, I don't think either of them were very good. Brilliant, it's me. How goes your little adventure this far? Well, seems pretty good so far. Oh, Sakura's eyeing the shipping routes, is he? All according to plan. But our work has only just begun. I'll keep after my own contracts while you work on Aron. I hear he's not often in the city, but I don't doubt that Mother Myun can sniff about it. Right, we're heading to Gridania next. Yeah, let's head on over to Gridania and see if we can find... I think it's hentai protagonist that we're looking for, but we'll see. Because if it was the Conjurer's Guild guy, he probably would be, you know, at the Conjurer's Guild. Let's head up top and talk to Mother whatever her name is. Mother M. See if she can locate the person we need. Why, if it isn't brilliant. Stuck with a sudden craving for eel pie, were you? Or is it information you fancy? Oh yes, word of our seatseers' coming and goings never fails to reach my ears. I'm told that ever since he returned from his foray to Ilsabard, he's been roaming back and forth between our neighboring tribe's settlements and the Lotus Stand. You'll miss him if you make for one or the other, like as not, so I suggest you waylay him at the Blue Badger Gate. Okay, that's useful. Thanks for the tip. Now, Blue Badger Gate is right over here. Let's go ahead and wait for him there. I'll wait for him here. See if we can catch him. Oh, there he is. Curious. Might I ask why you're loitering at the gate, Beryllion? And with such an enormous sack? I admit, you've piqued my interest. To integrate the tradition and ingenuity of the guilds throughout Eorzea in such a fashion is no small feat. As it happens, I'm on the mind to do something similar myself, assuming I secure the other Seatseer's approval. You are doubtless aware that historically, Gridania has placed the peace of the Twelf's Wood in our covenant with the elementals above all else, often to the detriment of our relationship with other people. Yet, much as we are one with the Shroud, are we not also part of the Star entire? Our ventures in Garlemald made plain the strength of a world united. This attire you carry demonstrates much the same truth. Yeah. Ah, but perhaps you assumed you would need to talk me round to the idea? If so, I apologize for the disappointment. If 'tis any comfort, I'm nearly as surprised myself. No longer am I content to hear the words of the elementals alone. I wish to know the voices of men. Through our time in Garlemald has shown me that my ability to listen is average at best. These horns may mark me as gifted in the Twelveswood, but beyond, they inspire neither fear nor awe. I have been mistaken several times for Zelia, and may as well be one, for all the difference my status as a Seedseer makes to those who want for succor. Good point. Yet, 'twas the selfsame insignificance that allowed me, for the first time in my life, to truly feel part of a greater whole. I am but one life among myriads upon this star. I dare say I should behave accordingly. Fade to black. Because they don't have bag picking up technology. With luck, my other sister shall agree. Tell Mistress Tataru that her gift is accepted with gratitude, and she ought to hear from us soon. Did you get all that, Tataru? Guess who? Did you speak with our Ron yet? That sounds promising. I'm beginning to understand what makes our Seedseer friend tick. But we can discuss that later. You need to catch Pippin ere his duties take him from Ul'dah once more. I believe he spends much of his time at the Colosseum, so perhaps you should pay a visit to the Gold Court. I'll be awaiting your full report at the boutique. Well, let's head on over to Ul'dah, see if we can find Pippin. I'm sure it won't be too difficult with the convenient quest marker telling us where to go. We need to go to the Gold Court, right? Or we can just jump down and do this. Colosseum Usher. I see. Marshal Turupin is currently engaged in another meeting, but I shall tell him that Brillian awaits his convenience. Ah, there he is. My apologies for keeping you waiting. I did not expect you here this morning. Tataru is offering quality material, is she? I can hardly say no to that. It fits almost too perfectly with my plans for the flames. I've long striven for mastery of the blade. I required the trials of Ilsabard, however, to truly see Tizana for what it is. The fire that warms the coldest night, the spark that ignites a blaze of hope, and most of all, an unbreakable testament to my father's faith in me. More ally than tool, it is a treasure beyond price. Does every soldier of the immortal flame not deserve allies such as this? Arms and armor to remind them of what they fight to protect, to help them stand when they might otherwise fall. Indeed, works made possibly only through the ingenuity and dedication of allies across the star may just be the sort of inspiring armaments we need. I anticipate that I will be sending along an order for custom equipment ere long. In the meantime, would you mind if I use these samples as a few trials here in the Colosseum? Sure, that's what they're for. My thanks. We shall put them to use immediately. As a child of Ul'dah, however, naught strikes fear into my heart like the prospect of receiving valuable goods for free. I must insist you accept something in return. I had been meaning to gift that necklace to Tataru. Its poor condition aside, she might rather have it than not. Pippin, are you implying something? I've spoken with Tataru at some length about our pasts. You understand? In many ways, we are quite similar. Hope we actually need to get some Tataru lore. As you may recall, her family was bankrupted when she was still very young, a consequence of her father's businesses failing. They were forced to put all their wealth toward paying off his debts, and then some. One asset they reluctantly parted with was a necklace treasured by her mother, for which Tataru has long searched to no avail. Ah, okay. Strangely enough, I recently discovered jewelry of the very same description amidst a store of neglected Colosseum prizes. Assuming it is the same piece, I should like to see it returned to her. It is significantly worse off for having changed hands, though, and only the sapphire centerpiece remains unlost and undamaged. She may appreciate the sentiment, nevertheless, but it's difficult to say. What do you think? The memories it holds for her aren't lost or damaged. Can it be repaired, or perhaps remade? Possibly. Either would be a sight better than leaving it in its current state at least. In that case, I had considered asking the Goldsmiths Guild, but you ought to be able to turn the necklace into a piece that Tataru would wear, if not precisely what she remembers. I imagine you will have the opportunity to pick up gems and other suitable materials on your travels. From there, it is merely a matter of unifying the pieces. Are you willing? Okay. That must be what the next quests are going to be involved. Then I will have the sapphire removed from its setting and sent to the boutique with all haste. I doubt even Tataru would open a private package addressed to you. The thing is, I wouldn't put it past her, but maybe. Best of luck in finding matching materials, and in your mercantile endeavors, of course. May the traders guide you to fortune fair. That was interesting. We got a little bit of Tataru lore there. It seems like Tataru didn't want to chime in this time. Let's go ahead and take this Aetherite to the airship. And actually, no, wait. Let's just teleport to Old Charlian. And then, yeah, we should be done with this quest. We successfully distributed those. Successfully distributed all of the free samples. So let's go ahead and return to Tataru and tell her our report. You've returned, with your bag all lighter for having given away your samples, I hope. Speaking of which, a parcel from one Pippin Tarpin arrived no bells ago, addressed to you. Could it be that our newfound partnership already bearing fruit? No, not really. It's a secret. Her mother's necklace? Why, that's a wonderful idea. Please, allow me to insist. I swear I won't breathe a word of this to Mistress Tataru. You better not. I do wonder what parts you will need. Do you know what style Mistress Tataru prefers? One that looks like Gil? If this necklace is to be a keepsake, why not focus on that? Oh, apologies. I could not help but overhear. That's quite all right, but do please keep your voice down. What was it you were saying? It simply occurred to me that, since you were gifted the sapphire so readily, our other partners in this endeavor may wish to offer up something for Mistress Tataru as well. Ah, okay. With such gifts, you could turn the necklace into a memento of not just her past and its trials, but her present successes as well. That's a really good idea. That's perfect! If our plans for the boutique proceed apace, we should soon have more than enough tokens from our friends across the seas. What do you think, Brillian? That's a pretty cool idea. Well, well, were you waiting for little old me? Mr. Tataru, we were, just discussing the successful delivery of the samples. Yes. Good to hear. How fares, dear Pippin? I knew he would come through, though I admit that I wasn't expecting to go outfit a whole host of immortal flames quite so soon. I suppose it goes to show that even the most hardened warriors can always learn a thing or two. And Sigurd and Aron have changed as well, if your tales are any indication. I imagine their personal growth bodes well for that of our network. Thank you for checking up on them. We must sort through our current commissions before deciding who to approach next, but I know I can count on you to be ready when we are. Leave it to me. And that pays for the Aetheryte tickets. Alright, I believe that wraps up the 6.1 portion of Tataru's Grand Endeavor. Let's see, yeah, because then it starts off 3 more quests. Which are all here? Yeah, these 3. And those were added with 6.2, 6.3, and 6.4. So we'll go ahead and do those later, once we get to those patches.